Hello everyone, welcome once again. So, in today's video, we'll be talking about public debt. In the previous videos, we have discussed about public expenditure and its effect on the various sectors. So, in that continuation, we'll be continuing with the topic, and the topic that we will be discussing today is public debt. So, first, we need to understand what actually is public debt. Public debt is often referred as government debt. So, basically what happens, the amount debt is a loan. Debt is needed to be understand that it's a loan which is taken by the government for the purpose of development or other infrastructural technical developments. So what does it says? Local, state and federal governments all borrow money to pay for large projects such as new government buildings, schools, or for funding, etc. So this is a situation when government is not having enough resources in order to fund the huge projects. So it took the help of this debt. This form what is collectively known as public debt, so called because it is money that public organizations owe for which the burden of paying rests ultimately with taxpayers. This debt can take the form of many types of loans to the government, and it can be raised internally or externally. Here they have highlighted the term internally and externally. In the coming video, in the latter part of the video, we'll be seeing the different types of debt. But why they have focused on this internal and external debt? Because when the debt is taken within the country, it is an internal source, and when the help is taken from outside the country, it is an external source. So what happens when the government is not having enough resources, enough funds to help or to expand the resources or expand the projects that they are aiming at, so they took the help of this debt, and the amount it is taken from the public, so it is in the form of securities, bills, bonds. So that's why it is known as public debt. So in simple words, the loan taken from the government to fund the major projects. What is the need for the public debt? There must be some need for that thing. So the main factors need for public debt arises when there is a war period, depression period. Depression period, as you know, is a time when the income is really low, demand for the commodities are falling down, and employment is reaching to a very low level. So this is the depression period. To curb inflation, to control inflation, curb literally means to control. So to control the level of rising prices, unexpected expenses that can be floods, famines, droughts, etc., and development purpose finances. So these are some of the factors which require the loan or the help from the people by the government. There are a number of types, there are a number of public debt. So let's find out what are the sources, or what are the ways through which the government collects debts from the public. There are n number of sources or n ways or types of debt which are used by the government for the raising of loan. So if we need to talk about the debts, let's find out what are the various classes. First comes productive and unproductive, voluntary and compulsory, internal and external, short, medium and long-term debt, redeemable and irredeemable, funded and unfunded debts. So these are the various types of classes of debts which are used by the government in order to raise a loan for funding a particular project. Now we are going to see each one of them individually and find out what actually these debts are. So let's begin with the first one, the productive and unproductive debt. By productive debt, it means the amount or the income that is invested by the government and which provides productive results, which is going to help you in generating higher incomes, is a productive debt. Unproductive debt is the amount which is invested, is the one in which the amount is invested, but it's not going to give you a future return. Unproductive example, the example of unproductive debt can be war, famines, and the productive debts can be railways, irrigation. This is a long time investment which is going to help you in near future. So let's find out what does it says. Public debt is said to be productive or reproductive when government loans are invested in productive assets or enterprises which yield a sufficient income to the public authority to pay out annual interest on the debt as well as help in repaying the principal in the long run. This says when there is a huge return, then it would be easier for the government to repay the debts. Next, see the unproductive one. An unproductive debt, on the other hand, is one which does not add to the productive assets of a country As I told you, example of war or famines or droughts, anything. When the government borrows for unproductive purposes like financing a war or for lavish expenditure on public administration, such loans are regarded as unproductive. So, in simple words, the loans which are going to give you a future return or a benefit in a near future is productive debt, and which are not going to give us any benefit in near future is unproductive debt. Coming to the next one, compulsory and voluntary. By the word compulsory, it means that which is mandatory and which cannot be denied. Voluntary is a choice of the person. If they are willing, then they can do. When government borrows from people by using coercive methods, loans so raised are referred to as compulsory public debt. This is a case of compulsory debt. Here, what happens that government imposes the tax, various types of taxes on the taxpayer, and they cannot go against it. They have to pay the taxes. So when the methods are used in which it is a compulsion for the person to abide by it, it is known as a compulsory debt. What does the voluntary says? Usually, public borrowings are voluntary in nature. When the government floats a loan by issuing securities, members of the public and institutions like commercial banks may subscribe to them. What happened? Government issues the securities in the market, and the banks or the other financial bodies are willing to take up the purchase the securities, and the amount raised through them are used for the development purposes or the development projects of the country. Next come the internal and external. This was the first thing that was already discussed in the first slide. By internal debt, it means when the funding or the resources for funding a particular project is taken within the country is an internal. External is when the help is taken outside or beyond the limit of the nation. It says public loans floated within the country are called internal debt, and external public debt permits import of real resources. It enables the country to consume more than it produces. So when they are not having enough resources inside the country, they take the help of the external sources or the sources which are beyond the horizon of the nation. Next comes short, medium, and long-term debts. These debts are classified on the basis of time duration. So it says according to their duration, redeemable debts may be classified. Redeemable loans, we are going to see it in latter part. Redeemable are the refunded loans. According to their duration, redeemable loans may classified as short-term, medium, or long-term debts. Short-term debts mature within a short period, say 3 to 9 months. Example, treasury bills are an instrument of credit extensively used as a means of short-term. So here the time duration is 3 months to 9 months. So when this duration is followed, it is known as a short-term debt. Then comes what is a long-term. Long-term debts, on the other hand, are those which are repayable after a long period of time, generally 10 years or more. They usually bear a high rate of interest. Next comes similarly loans of medium term that lies between short and long term are floated by the government bearing immediate interest rates. So when the loan is taken for a period of 3 months to 9 months, it is a short term. And when it is taken for a duration of 10 years or more, then it is a long run. And any period falling between these 3 months to 10 years is recognized as medium term. So this is the another classification of debts. Next comes the redeemable and irredeemable. We have heard this term redeemable in the previous slide. So what is a redeemable debt? Redeemable debt is a refundable debt. Here it says loans which the government promises to pay off at some future date are called redeemable debts. Suppose when a loan is taken, a date is already pre-decided that this amount is going to be repaid at this future date. So it is known as redeemable. Then what happens in irredeemable? In irredeemable, there is no specification of the repayment of the debt. It says, whereas loans for which no promise is made by the government regarding the exact date of maturity, and all that the government does is to agree to pay interest regularly for the bonds issued, are called irredeemable debts. Here what happens, the government assures that the interest is going to be paid regularly, but the entire principal amount is not at all assured that when it is going to be repaid. Next, see, Funded and unfunded. Funded is basically a long-term debt exceeding the duration of at least a year. It comprises securities which are marketable on the stock exchange. So when a loan is taken for a period of 12 months or more, it is a funded debt. Unfunded, on the other hand, are for a comparatively short duration. They are generally redeemable within a year. Unfunded debts are thus incurred always in anticipation of public revenue. So these are some of the types of debts which are used by the government depending upon the situation in order to generate huge amount or loan to do the funding of the required projects or for the bigger projects. Then comes a new term, public debt management, that how these funds are going to be managed, how this debt is going to be managed. Because what happens, these bonds that are maturing are needed to be redeemed or they are needed to be sold out. So there is a proper channel which is known as public debt management, and it works in accordance or through the guidelines of RBI. So what does it say? It is concerned with forms of public debt in terms of which new bonds are sold, maturing debts are redeemed or refunded, proportion in which different types of public debt should be issued on the pattern of maturities of debts and its ownership. In India, public debt management is coordinated through the RBI. So this is how it works. It decides upon whether the maturing bonds are required to be refunded or redeemed, or the new bonds are required to be issued. So this is how it works. The amount that is taken by the government is with an assurance that it is going to be repaid in a certain period of time. When it is taken for a shorter period of time, it is classified as funded, unfunded, or short, medium, or long term. When it is taken with an assurance that it is going to be repaid at such period of time, it is redeemable or irredeemable. When the loan taken is going to be invested in some productive aspect or purpose, it is known as productive. And when it is invested in some expense which is not going to give any higher return, it is unproductive. And when it is forced to a person to pay the loan or to pay the amount, it is compulsory. And when it is given by the choice, it is voluntary. So this is how these types of debts work. Depending upon the situation, the government decide upon which method is to be adopted. So this is all from this public debt and its type. In the coming video, we are going to continue with this topic. So I hope this topic must be clear to each one of you. In case of any query or doubt, do let me know. I'm here to help you out. So keep smiling, keep studying, keep learning. That's all for the day. God bless.